Good morning children, welcome to Sri Chaitanya YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing quite great. Now just 5.5 months is away from the NEET 2025. So today we will be discussing the most important thing which will guide you to the best of the best medical colleges in the country. And obviously each one of you might be thinking that what is that most important. So naturally the most important is physics. So today we will be discussing how you can make physics easy and how you can get command over the physics. Once you get command over the physics, then 75% of your effort that is required to get into the medical college will be done. So physics is of that important. So as physics is of that important, so today we will be discussing exclusively on how to master the physics. Now I will welcome the 3 senior most physics lecturers in the Sri Chaitanya College and who guided thousands of students into medical colleges for the past 15 to 20 years. Now we will interact with them. Sir, please welcome. Mr. SVS Garu, please welcome. Mr. Sundarrao Garu, good evening children. Mr. Apparao Garu, good evening. So children, today we will be discussing and we will interact with the physics teachers who guided thousands of students with ease into the best of the best medical colleges. So please be seated, sir. Children, now let us start with Mr. SVS Garu. So Mr. SVS Garu, so how to master or get a command over physics for NEET. So this is the question on behalf of the students I am asking to you. So please give your valid guidelines and guidance to the students.
So as everyone knows, physics is one of the conceptual subject where theory and problem both play equal role. For doing the theory questions, you need to have command over the theory and basics. Even for doing the problems, even the application of this theory only plays a vital role. So for doing the problems, knowing the perfect theory and having the complete basics is a most important requirement. The point number 1 sir is asking is how to have the clarity and perfection with the basics. So the first thing that is required is that any topic in physics when you are doing, you need to have a conceptual understanding of the things. Let it be a simple definition or a statement or a law, you have to have the inner meaning of those things, not dry by hearting of that is never encouraged. So focus on understanding the basic physics principles rather than purely memorizing it. So these are not some historic events like we remember the years or dates or wars names and so on, but this is a science subject, so you need to have the understanding of the basics, what the definition says, what are the limitations of the definition, under what conditions that particular statement is valid. So those are the things we have to be thorough with first. So no by hearting at any of the stages as far as theory is concerned. When once numerical problems come, here and there we have to remember some points there because it is an objective exam where large number of questions we have to answer in less time. Sometime we need to know a few by hearting things as far as numerical problems are concerned, but theory and basics are concerned, no question of by hearting there, no memorization, conceptual understanding. So where do we get these concepts clear there? Definitely we can use our college material which have all the points crystal clearly in a easy student friendly language being given, and then the NCERT textbooks which are authentic. Everyone knows that whenever some small controversy comes, definitely NCERT guidelines are the ultimate thing they refer to. So first our college material, then followed by the NCERT books, both the things. As far as the formulae are concerned, okay, now we are entering into the second part of the things. after you understand the theory, basics, the statements, definitions, the next thing is how to have the perfection with doing the numericals. So every entrance exam, say 45 questions, nearly 10 to 11 questions will be theory based these years, and the remaining questions, major chunk is from problems there. So how to master the problems. For doing the problems, conceptual clarity is required, as already told. The next thing is that the recollection of the formula. Almost the moment you start reading the first line itself, you have to understand what topic it belongs to, what subtopic it belongs to. In that particular subtopic, what formula properly you have to recollect. So like a flash, all these things should strike you. So in order to have that much perfection and that much readiness to answer there, you must have the formula perfect with you. So there are huge number of chapters, of course 4 big subjects. Now out of these many topics and these many subjects, how to recollect the formula means you must have a perfect, well designed, well written the short notes there. So in the notes, we teachers give all the good points there. Okay, write in the notes, better you highlight those points there and transfer these highlighted points in the short notes. That we are calling it as the formula sheet. The meaning of formula sheet is that you go all the necessary formula will be at one particular place, particularly during the grand test time and the last 15 to 20 days of the exam preparation there. This formula sheet will be of immense help.
Space garu, here one clarity, that is every faculty member says that formulae. Just knowing the formulae is enough to solve the questions, or any other thing along with the formulae I need to practice. That means students need to practice.
Okay. Now the better approach when once you are in the beginning stage of the preparation is that first write the formula. Have clarity about the limitation of that formula. For example, work done by a force. So we say F dot D, Fd cos theta. That is applicable only when force remains constant both in magnitude as well as direction. In any case, whether the force varies in magnitude or its direction varies, using that formula will be a wrong thing. When once a force is variable, then you have to go for work done is equal to integration there. Okay. Now, so every formula will have limitation there. Not only the formula memorization, limitation of the formula we need to know, sir. Then under that particular formula there, try to write a few most standard bits. Okay. Then for example, in some situation there, suppose A, B, C are given, we want to know D there, that may be one model there. And in other case there, A, C, D given B. So those comes under the little routine models there. Now, as far as these formulas are concerned, these formulas have multi-directional, sir. Okay, sometimes all these formulas are being linked with a lot of necessary mathematics there. So we need to know lot of trigonometry many times. We have to know differentiation, integration. Even right in the NEET, there are plenty of questions based on differentiation, integration over the past years there. There are a lot of questions based on graphs there, slope of a graph, shape of a graph, area of the graph. So answering sir's question there, just knowing that particular formula alone, we cannot say that you can get the answer or you can be perfect with the topic there. That particular physics formula accompanied by the necessary mathematics there. Okay, the basic mathematics. For example, differentiation, integration is there. That is a hi-fi wording, to be frank. MPC students will have hundreds and hundreds pages of differentiation and integration. We have not even one page, not even 1/4 page. Almost two simple formula will decide everything in the topic, which involves only 5 to 6 minutes. Not more than that. And this particular formula and along with the necessary maths will definitely do the job, sir. When once you are good at reasonable simple arithmetic, taking LCMs, taking square roots and so on. So most of the questions can be solved there with enough practice.
That means after writing the formula, after writing the quantities present in the formula, then I need to mention the different types of questions based on that formula will be asked in the exams.
That's correct.
So, if I can make this sheet, so this will be good, I think.
Yeah. So, what is our final conclusion is that, so for each of the formula there, at the beginning stages there, write the relevant questions that suit that particular formula, plus some necessary mathematics there. All the questions may not be the same there. So, the basic formula is same, but its application will be there. Maybe through some graph or maybe in terms of percentages, maybe in terms of differentiation. The formula is same, but the maths that supports the formula will be slightly different. All the questions, if you list out at one place there, then we can reasonably answer.
That means whenever there is a unit test or the part test or the grand test, there I do not get the time to revise everything in the physics.
Yeah.
So, at that time if I can glance through this formula sheet, will it serve the purpose, sir?
Definitely yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Second
The next thing, how to practice the problems there. Okay, now based on one particular formula, we can have any number of questions there. So, the first thing that is required is that get as far as our institution is concerned there, we advise the students to be thorough with the exercise 2 level first and then the workbook level 2 there. These are the two better things to complete first, then preferably exercise 3 when once you want the full marks there along with solved examples. Okay. In any of the chapter, when we take all these questions in toto there, at least 150 to 200 minimum number of questions will be there. Okay, and each question will take its own time. So, never delay starting your preparation for physics, delay to Thursday, Friday when the exam is on, say for example on Monday there. So, right from the Monday onwards, make it a regular habit to practice at least around 40 to 50 questions every day there in both the tracks put together, say 25 questions in one track and 25 questions in the other track. So, when once you are practicing these questions, please set the proper time limit for it. So, everything is a time tested thing. Okay, then suppose before you do the problems, as is already advised, be thorough with the basics, have the formula sheet perfect there, and without seeing the formula sheet on a rough paper, practice those formula 2-3 times, then only start doing the problems. Okay, never open the formula sheet while doing the questions, close the sheet. Okay, then set the time there. So, generally in the materials, the questions will be in the graded fashion there. So, the first few questions should not take anything more than say 50 seconds time there. As you near the end of the chapter there, they may consume nearly 1.5 minutes there. That proper time you have to allot. Say for example, 30 questions you are doing. So, you should under any conditions complete writing the solution everything, say in 30 to 35 maximum 40 minutes. So, that way by spending around 45 minutes in each of the track there, every day you can complete around 25 to 30 questions. When once you make it as a regular habit there, then your understanding of the subject will definitely improve. Now, while doing the problems there, you may get the answers for the questions immediately, and for some questions you might not get there. Okay, no issue. Then that time revisit the main notes. Revisit the main notes. Then if required the formula sheet. Then try the question again. Then most probably you will manage the answer there. So,
yeah, sorry to interrupt, Mr. S.V.S. Garu. See, most of the students are practicing the problems every day and they are showing the problems to that faculty members also. But when it comes to the exam, they are not able to solve it in the exam. What could be the reason and what might be stopping the students answering the questions in the exam?
So, as sir is asking there, the questions in the college material the student is able to solve. When the question is slightly modified, given in a different way, or a new question is coming, then why the students are unable to answer that much well there. Once again, the main thing is when once they have the conceptual clarity, sir,
Yes.
and and they are not doing the questions in a mechanical way there. Okay, if at all by chance a student do not do the question on his own, see the solution and write something, then leave that particular issue there. When once the student try the question on his own there, without seeing either the notes nor even the solution there, perfection with the notes, perfection with the formula sheet, then almost like an exam, he is trying the questions on his own, then such a situation generally doesn't arise unless the question is too typical there. That is one of the rare cases. In NEET, such typical questions, never they are giving any time there. Then only thing is, we should be, the student should be mentally ready to face the newness in the question. So, when once a new question comes, no question of any tension there, they should be self-confident that I know the topic, I have done these things there, and they should be ready to accept the challenge there, and when once they put and allot the time for that, in the course of time, they should be able to do it.
I think as per your guidance, after having the clarity in the concepts and after writing the formula sheet and after going through the formula sheet at least 2 to 3 times, and if the student practices the questions, and this process will not allow student to forget anything in the exam, I think.
That's correct, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So, as already said, the time bound practice, we have discussed that particular point there. Then prioritize high weightage topics. Okay, that's the thing you have to do. Not from the beginning there, but rather than just few days before the exam, say few days or just 1.5 months before the exam. When once a particular topic is done right at the beginning stage there, so wholeheartedly and with complete devotion you have to do the topic as if the final exam has only that particular topic. But as everything gets over there and jury grand tests begin there, at that time how to score the most in the final exam, then some particular topics have to be practiced more, It doesn't mean that other topics you give less weightage. So as far as your command over some topics has to be more. Okay, because over the years, they may be asking more number of questions in some topics rather than the other topics there. So, first have complete perfect command over the high weightage topics there, and then parallelly the next set of weightage topics. See here. Now, if you see the analysis right from 21 to 24 there, and most of the years exam is conducted twice there, taking into consideration all those things. From second year topic by name current electricity, we have the hugest number of questions being appearing. Okay, almost every year they are asking 4. Okay, for example, if you take semiconductors topic there, it is rather a little bit more theory oriented topic there, and when once you have the grip over the theory things, then one question definitely comes from diodes, one question will come from logic gates there, and one question from the rectifiers and so on. All the 3 questions can generally be very easily answered. That too, in the entrance exam, each question doesn't take not more than 20 seconds there. Okay, not 20 to 25 seconds, you can happily correctly answer. So, you can just go through all these things there, and you can have some rough idea. So, which topics are to be perfected with much more ultimate perfection. Okay, then.
I think just a student will be having an idea in the grand test that from which chapter how many questions we may get. This is a tentative.
Yes, yes.
So, need not be 100%, they may not follow this in every examination.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. SUS sir, can you please explain a question which is asked in the previous years of final examination, which students felt a little bit discomfort, but the question is very simple.
For the question Kumar sir is asking there, let me refer to one of the NEET 2024 question. Okay, it is a question right in kinematics, where the knowledge of only V is equal to U plus AT, S is UT plus of AT square, that is of no use there. You have to know something little more than that. What the first thing that is required means differentiation. Okay, here the position of the particle with respect to time is given, and he is asking the initial velocity as well as initial acceleration. Okay, you know the position of the particle x is given. When x is given as a function of time, how to calculate velocity means v is equal to dx by dt. So we have to differentiate the position with respect to time. So what part of differentiation we have to know there? Differentiation is a motion. Out of that, not even a drop we want, not even a single drop, even a part of the drop only we want. Just this will do the job. So differentiation of t to the power of n with respect to t is n into t to the power of n minus 1. So you have to differentiate x with respect to time, you get velocity. You get velocity as a function of time. In terms of time you get. Similarly, if you differentiate velocity, you get acceleration once again in terms of time. In terms of time is function of time. So you know velocity in terms of time, acceleration in terms of time. What the small thing they have done is that generally they ask velocity as a function of time, in terms of time. But they are asking the initial velocity as well as initial acceleration. Every one of you know. What do you mean by initial velocity? Means velocity at the beginning of the motion when t is equal to 0. Initial acceleration is the acceleration at the beginning of motion when t is equal to 0. So in the formula you got velocity in terms of t, put t as 0, then you get initial velocity. Similarly, in the formula of acceleration in terms of time, put t is 0, you get initial acceleration. So apart from the regular kinematics there, this particular differentiation with this small understanding of the word initial can make any one of you to easily score the mark for the question.
That means the trickiness which is present in the question, if a student can identify, then solving becomes easy.
That's correct.
Yes, good. Children, one more important thing is there are different phases in the NEET preparation. That is the learning phase and a revision phase and a grand test preparation phase and just 1 week prior to the final examination. So all these phases are different. So now let us ask SVS Garu, what strategy a student need to follow during the learning phase?
Yeah. So every one of us know that the 3 hours time right in the entrance exam hall is the most important time for anyone to get the desired success. But that 3 hours time, how effectively use that day will depend upon what work you do prior. That too, when a topic is being started, suppose a fresh chapter, say electromagnetism or heat and thermodynamics is started. So to what extent you are understanding the basics right from the first letter that we teachers use, that makes you to do best in the final exam. Okay, the point number 1 is that when once the topic is being taught, I need not tell you that you have to be completely attentive in the class. You have to understand whatever theory points we teachers are explaining. When we explain the theory, we explain the limitations of the theory there. We do the derivations. We need to do the derivations and then we start with the problems. So from your end, at the initial stage, after understanding the theory and learning the necessary things, whatever derivations you have to do those derivations once. Yes, it is true that no question of derivations being asked in the final exam there, but even then you must have some idea about the derivations. Do I mean to say that all derivations you need to practice? No, definitely no. So some derivations in moment of inertia of a solid sphere is 2 by 5 mass square. No question of necessity of even learning the derivation under any conditions. We need not at all know. But there are some derivations which will be of immense help for doing the problems in entrance exam there. Okay. For example, Bohr's model of hydrogen atom is there. An electron is orbiting around the nucleus. Then one of the basic point we use is that for the electron to orbit around the nucleus, it requires some centripetal force there. That centripetal force is provided by electrostatic force of attraction. And then we continue the things. how do we continue ante we use only two basics. Centripetal force is electrostatic force of attraction and angular momentum is mvr. So from those things we do derivations both in physics and chemistry. Okay, now in many of the entrances they slightly modify these things there. Okay, whatever force is there, instead of electrical force 1 by 4 pi epsilon q into by r square, they put the force slightly differently. They keep the force slightly differently. Then whatever regular formula we remember, they are of no use. They are of no use. So that time these derivations only will be helpful to get the answer there. Okay, so not all derivations are required, but some basic derivations are all the time required. Those points we teachers clear-cutly explain there. Just simply follow those particular instructions. Okay. Then when once you understand the concept there, and when once you understand, you start writing the formulae there, you understand the limitations of those formulae, then it is as is being told, you have to have the practice there. Okay, we teachers will be doing some set of questions in the class. Okay, that time on your own you might have done it, you might be answering there, or due to lack of time some of you might not be. So that is not an issue, not answering may not be an issue. Now after you started doing the questions, it is your time. You can practice those questions definitely on your own. For that particular case there, we do have another exercise right in the workbook there. Okay, then if you feel that instead of doing the same question, you can do the parallel workbook question on your own there, and you can get the equal command there. Okay, suppose somebody answered well in the class, when once you do this question on your own, okay, the parallel bit, that is equally good. Okay, now when you are using this particular method, when you are doing all these problems there, the main thing is that first time when the topic is taught there, we may be teaching one particular topic say in 2, sometimes 3 weeks and so on. But once the revision program comes, almost in less than 1/3 of this time, okay, instead of 3 weeks, sometime 1 week or even in just in 4 days, you have to revise all these things during the revision program. Now many students will be trying to do all these questions in the revision program. Hardly they can complete the first few starting questions there, and they don't even do the other bits and writing the weekend exams. That is never a fair thing. How to do the revision more effectively? So when you are doing the things right in the first time only, better mark some symbols for every question you are trying on your own. Definitely during the first phase, you have to accept the fact that you are given sufficient time to do all the questions there. Even the schedule will be planned in such a way that those questions you can definitely you can try there. So if you are using the time right from Monday there till Sunday night there, definitely you have enough time to do all the questions. Now when you are doing those questions, please put some proper comments in brief with a letter there. E for easy, M for moderate, D for difficult, L for logical. You just write some small letter there. The question which is easy right at the beginning stage will definitely be easy in general all the time. So when you are doing the revision there, those easy questions you can sideline. Okay, you can start concentrating on this, the moderate level questions there. So the moderate question which you feel now, when you do revision later, you may change it to easy there. The moderate question when you practice 2 times, it will be perfect, you can perfectly answer, it will become easy. So when you go to the final phase of intensified revision there, where less time is being given to you, then you have to have clarity. That formula sheet is always important. By looking at the formula sheet there, you should be able to do all these things. Okay, as far as the initial learning is concerned, while doing the initial learning there, doing all the questions is a must. Putting a small remarks for each question is a must. Then wherever arithmetic particularly troubles you, okay, in almost every question, every numerical problem involves arithmetic. But most of the times that arithmetic is not that much a big issue all the time. Okay, but in some questions definitely arithmetic plays a vital role there. rather than physics. For such questions, write clearly arithmetic. During the revision program, generally what we suggest is that ordinary arithmetic questions, you need not practice that arithmetic repeatedly there. Okay, suppose 9 into 12, first time you do it, same 9 into 12 you need not do next time, but under root of 108 you may have to do there. So for some questions where arithmetic importance is more, the question is totally controlled by the arithmetic apart from physics, please put that one there, and such questions which are limited in number you can practice more comfortably at a later stage. Okay, now while doing this particular initial stage of practice there, give importance for not only the numerical problems but the theory questions that are too often coming in the entrance exam. Okay, the important questions of exercise 1 and the previous year's question based on that particular topic, these are the two things that have to be practiced by you.
So, children, the brilliant idea is marking the questions as easy, moderate, difficult and logical and arithmetic at the time of doing the questions first. That is, take for example, in a week you might have solved some 250 to 300 questions. If ever you glance through all these 250 to 300 questions on the Sunday, because when you have the test on the Monday, then it is a wonderful idea. But glancing through all the 300 questions in the physics along with the biology and chemistry is impossible. And one more important thing is there is no need for you to glance through all these 250, 300 questions. The questions which you have marked as the moderate or difficult or logical, which you feel I need to glance through once again. If you can glance through only those questions, really you feel more confident and that will help you to answer questions with ease in the exam. So, thank you very much sir for a wonderful idea. Sir, please be seated. Children, now learning phase is over. I hope each one of you might have clarity what you need to do during the learning phase. Now learning phase is completed. Now we are entering into a revision phase. So, Sundarao garu, so just give the clarity and give your idea how the students need to prepare during the revision phase, especially physics.
Okay sir. Good evening sir. Good evening children. Actually, revision program is very important after learning stage. In the learning stage, with few doubts, with some few clarified points, we studied everything, we got confidence on so many things, we do not have confidence on few things also. So, in the revision time, what I observed among the most of the students is, whenever revision starts, few students are running to the market and they are buying NEET preparation 40 days or physics formulae books. They are buying in the market and they are coming to the classes with those books and they are referring the formulae. Actually, those books are not at all useful. What I prefer in this situation is, you yourself prepare your own formula book or your own short notes. For example, if you are going through any particular topic in physics, for example, let me take only electrostatics for example. First, before going to revise the topic, you make out that chapter electrostatics, for example, charges and fields if you take, you divide the chapter into subdivisions. For example, introduction. Most of the people will not follow the introductory points. Sometimes in the final exams they are giving some questions on introductory points where we are neglecting. For example, induction precedes attraction, conduction precedes repulsion. This point, or maybe another question, number of electrons in 1 coulomb 6.25 into 10 power 18. These type of things most of the students are neglecting, but sometimes if they ask such type of questions, because they have not revised these points again and again, they are losing the marks because of this. In most of the exams they are giving, out of 45 questions, around 25 questions are of this model only. So therefore, I am telling, what I am going to say is, any topic before revising, any chapter I mean, before revising, you divide that into subtopics As I told earlier, for example, if I take charges and fields, first introductory points, after that Coulomb's law. Even Coulomb's law, for example, if you take, under that again you make the subdivisions. For example, direct problem on Coulomb's law, in the sense, suppose if the charges are doubled, distance is halved, what happens to the force? Like that, fundamental formulae, fundamental problems may be there. Similarly, basing on Coulomb's law only, transfer of charges. 1 or 2 times in the NEET exams also we got questions. 25% charge is transferred from one body to another body. Here most of the students are making a mistake if the bodies are of same charge or bodies are different charges. So 25% or 20%, whatever it is, if it is transferred. So like that, what is happening to the force? Similarly, equilibrium conditions, for example, pith ball experiments, pith ball problems on pith balls, or charges in contact. 2 bodies are there with give some amount of charge, a third body is touched with the first, touched with the second, and it is kept at the middle. So like that, few problems may be done on Coulomb's law only. Like that, every chapter, whatever the chapter you are going through, before starting you divide the chapter into subtopics or subheadings, and whenever you are going to one subheading, please cover the required formulae and required fundamental problems on that, so that if you can after completing this chapter, you have a fundamental knowledge and a fundamental command over that topic. After covering this, again you come back to the first side heading, whatever you have written. For example, you have written Coulomb's law. Come back to that. Any typical model or any link problem. For example, Coulomb's law may be related to intensity of electric field, or Coulomb's law may be linked to Gauss theorem. So that interrelated topics you have to go after covering all the topics, all the subtopics with fundamental problems. That is one way. So don't follow the books whatever are available in the market, I mean formulae book or 40 days NEET book, don't go to that at all. While revising only, you make out a short notes of your own. So every point, whenever you are going through, you may feel difficulty in any particular theory points or maybe numerical, you please point out that point or that numerical in your short notes. Like that, you prepare your own short notes, don't base on anything, don't buy memory maps or anything else available in the market, they are only for marketing, not for you. So you prepare. If you prepare this short notes for yourself, this will be helpful in the time of final revision. For example, 1 week before final examination, generally students get confusion what to start, what to end, where to start, where to end. So in that case, this formulae book, whichever is prepared by you, formulae book means don't understand only formulae. Theory points, wherever you get stuck when you are revising, all the points must be there. Maximum the note, that notes must be containing maximum to maximum 50 to 100 pages only. Don't make more than that, don't make it as a bundle. Otherwise, it is very difficult for you to revise. So that formulae book you have to go through, you have to prepare, and that is useful for that. So like that, every topic, dividing it to subtopics, chapters or subchapters, subtopics, whatever you call, and one by one if you complete, I think revision will be very easy. Actually, what I want to say is, here more smart work is required than hard work. In the first learning itself, you have done much hard work and you learnt so many points. Here smart work is required. What is the meaning of smart work? Smart work means you have to cover more points in less time. If you come to the third revision, I mean for example before exam, more and more smart work is required, more and more points have to be covered in a very short interval of time. So do this, whatever I told, follow this from now onwards and make out a short notes of your own, where all the formulae, all the theory and all the important points are there. Wherever the numericals are required, if you cannot write the numerical, you just point out their reference. For example, exercise 1 or exercise 2, question number 20, if you feel difficult, you mark out there. So in the revision time, you can go through that particular question again. I think that will be better for making a revision. Thank you, children.
Okay, thank you, Sundara garu. So that means there is perfect revision will happen when the student has formula sheet.
Formula sheet.
Okay, suppose now the revision program is going on for the second year students, and some students have not made the formula sheet when they are in the learning phase.
Yes.
Now what they need to do now?
Okay, because first coming to the first type of revision, first time revision, more than 50 or 60% is covered. I too agree, but in the remaining topics, at least if you start, at least 30% of the topics are remained, you can make out that. And in the next review, this is not the end of our show. So we are having one more revision before going to the final examination. We are having one more revision. At least in that revision, you make out these points, or at least if you, if you are attending to the classes regularly, we, on behalf of us, we explained so many points. We didn't explain each and every point in the notes. Whatever we explained, you have already pointed out, noted down those points. So those points you make out again in your own handwriting. That is, I think that will work enough.
Yes.
Very good.
See, had you been written that formula sheet at the during the learning phase, then definitely it would have been much useful. As you have not written, now you can start that process. If you can start that process, and if you can do bit additional work during the revision phase, then grand test preparation stage becomes easier for you. Is it, children? Right. Now one more important thing is, in the 2024, 24 lakhs of students attended for the NEET, but the number of seats are just 1,06,000 only. And out of this 1,06,000, if it comes to A category seats, hardly it is 65,000. So 65,000 seats and 24 lakhs of students. So in this big competition, some students may not get seat in the first instance. So in such case, all such students will take a chance, and they will be repeating, and they will join in the repeaters program, and they will prepare hard, and they will take that examination in the next academic year. So Apparao garu, what strategy students in the repetition stage, that means repeaters, or we can call them as a droppers, so need to follow in the physics to get best possible marks?
Sir, good evening, sir. First, a student want to aim good marks in physics. First, you want to aim what? Good marks in remaining 3 subjects. First, why? Because his entrance examination, first he had got botany and zoology and chemistry, after that physics. But by doing what? Botany and zoology and chemistry, he got what? Very good marks. Automatically what? Because of physics preparation, definitely he will get what? Good marks, no doubt. But how to get good marks in physics?
But because in the long term, what will happen is, in a 1 year, the students need to prepare 2-year syllabus.
Yes.
So what strategy they need to follow?
Right. They want to prepare what? Botany and zoology and chemistry. Physics also they want to prepare, sir. Presently, NEET standard papers is what? We cannot expect the question only from this topic. We cannot neglect any topic.
Yes.
But first year weightage and second year weightage almost what? First year weightage 47%, second year weightage 53%. But first year weightage 47%, you want to read all topics from units and dimensions to last topic of what? First year physics what? Kinetic theory of gas. You want to read all topics, not depth. You want to prepare all surface points. And second year physics, you want to prepare what? Suppose you want to split the second year physics into what? Parts. Electricity is doing. For that, direction part important, electromagnetism. Optics is preparing, sign convention important, modern physics and semiconductors, more weightage. You want to read what? NCRT. This way you want to do. But at the same time, writing the exams, not only preparation, writing the exams. Writing what? More exams is what? He can improve his logic. By in the logic only he can get what? Good marks.
Okay. So that means now the SVS garu and Sundara garu said that formula sheet is very much useful.
Yes, sir.
So that formula sheet, the long term students also need to prepare?
Definitely prepare, sir. They want to prepare definitely.
Okay.
Why? Because the last moment is what you want to read botany and zoology and chemistry, not physics logical way. But
Yes.
you want to prepare what? Definitely one notes for all topics, short notes. Definitely it's what? More useful.
Yes. See, naturally the students who are repeating generally will get less marks in the physics when they have written the NEET first time. So in general they will get good marks in the biology and relatively better marks in the chemistry and less marks in the physics.
Yes.
So in that state,
Yes.
how the students need to proceed to a stage where the best mark in the physics should also happen.
Best marks in physics means what? 150 plus, sir? You are speaking about 150
Probably 150 plus or 160 plus, because there are states where the cutoff is even 630, 640.
Yes.
So, to score 640 marks, I need to score at least 140, 150 marks in the physics.
Definitely. But remaining subjects also important, sir. Biology out of 360, you want to score what? 345 minimum?
Yes, I should get 345,
Right.
but I am getting. See, even when I have attempted the NEET first time, I got nearly 320, 325 marks in the biology and around some 120, 130 marks in the chemistry. But when it comes to the physics, most of the students have scored just 50 to 60 marks.
Yes.
Now that 50 to 60 should go to 130 to 140.
Yes.
So, how much time I need to spend and what kind of work I need to do, that means students need to do.
Right. First student, and I cannot say what directly read what NCRT, sir. First depends on topic, you want to prepare what one notes. Depends on topic. Suppose kinematics is what? Definitely student want to solve what? More problems. But mechanics problems is what? By using what principles? Conservation of momentum, conservation of energy. That way you want to solve the problems. And heat part is what? More memory base. And you want to remember what? More formulas. But by doing what? More revision, and revision only you will get what marks, sir. And at the same time you want to write what? More exams also.
Yes.
Why? Because by writing the exam only what? A logical thinking is developed. What a logical thinking is what? By seeing the question, where you want to start, where you want to stop. This only by doing only exams, not other things. Only.
So, generally most of the students will have the physics phobia during the learning and also in the examination. That means in the 3 hours or 3 hours 20 minutes of an examination. So, how the students need to overcome this physics phobia?
Generally, phobia, and you told already, it's definitely it's phobia, sir.
Yes.
But nothing to worry about this phobia. Why? Because physics papers are not that much of standard papers. First point. And physics papers, what? 35 questions is just to thrown away questions.
Okay.
And you want to set mindset. And I want to get good marks. I want to do physics. I want to do physics.
So, not only just I want to do the physics, if I need to, that means a student need to have confidence in the physics, I must spend enough time with the physics.
Yes.
So, as the other sir said, per day minimum 50 to 60 questions in the physics alone a student need to answer. That means the students need to spend at least 3 to 4 hours per day towards exclusive physics. I think, am I right?
Yes, you are right, sir. Absolutely right.
Yes.
Definitely 3 to 4 hours spending the time in physics only. What? Definitely phobia is removed. At the same time, what? You are doing more practice.
Yes.
That's all.
So, children, please remember one thing, that you can get confidence only with a lot of practice, and a lot of practice is possible only when you spend a considerable time towards it. So, still lot of time is there, nearly 5.5 months time is there. Even now, if you start spending much time towards physics in a proper way, so getting command over the physics and getting the best marks in the physics will not be much difficult to you. Is it clear, children? Yes. Now, one more thing is,
Yes, sir.
most of the students will ask, how can I score 180 marks in the physics, when I am scoring 180 marks in the botany, zoology quite comfortably,
Yes.
and 180 marks in the chemistry sometimes.
Yes.
But 180 marks in the physics is a rare dream for me.
Yes.
So, how can I get 180 marks?
Right. A student is what aiming for what 180 marks in physics, sir. First, language of physics. Language of physics, but a topper is also losing some questions. Simple example is, suppose forbidden energy gap different to barrier potential different. And these two values are given in NCRT values. Such kind of questions you want to concentrate more. Why? Because it's a memory base. So forbidden energy gap of silicon is what? 0.7 volts. We cannot do derivation, and it's a memory based question. Such kind of what memory results are there. You want to do more practice reading only from NCRT. But this is not the time what a student want to score what out of 180 what? No need to read what? NCRT line by line.
Okay.
But doing what? Good numericals, and what? Doing what? Some topics in NCRT like semiconductors, atoms, and kinetic theory of gases. By doing NCRT points only what? Definitely he will score what? 180. And strategy of exam. Exam means what? After writing botany and zoology and chemistry, definitely any topper will get time is only 50 minutes. 50 minutes you want to complete the question paper. అంటే
Okay.
reading of the question must be proper and solving the problem. అంటే my point is, that's what my experience says, that what first reading the question, student want to read the options. What the advantage with read the options? అంటే where you want to stop the problem, you know, but in the option already 0 is there. For that question answer is 0. No need to think about what is the formula for the, what is the procedure for that.
Okay.
అంటే that kind of strategy student want to follow that. But how this strategy will develop means what? By writing the only exams.
Yes. So that means the practicing much and writing more number of exams is the minimum requirement for a student to score the best possible marks in the NEET examination. So writing more number of practice tests. So here I will suggest you that in the Infinity Learn Meta app, which is the brainchild of Sri Chaitanya, there we have kept nearly 170 mock tests, and each mock test has nearly 30 questions. So 170 into 30, it is nearly 5,100 questions. So if ever all these questions we made chapter wise, if ever you can attempt these questions at least 2 to 3 mock tests, depending upon the time which is available to you, either 1 mock test or 2 mock test or 3 mock tests per day, if you can do, then definitely we feel that you get maximum confidence, that is a lot of confidence, and with this confidence, if you can take the practice examinations, you can answer the questions with ease, and you can also get good marks, and you will be having the smiles in internal exams and also final examination. Is it clear, children? Okay. Now students are of different types. One student will aim for a seat in the AIMS Delhi, and one student will aim for a seat in the this JIPMER, and another student will aim just a seat in a medical college. So seat in a medical college means certain minimum marks are required for every student to get into the medical college. Suppose if you take the Telangana state, 503 is the cutoff mark for general category. So in order to get this 503 marks, a student must score around 310 marks in the biology and 80 marks in the physics and around 110 marks in the chemistry. This is about when it comes to the Telangana. But if you go to the rest of the states like AP, Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or Maharashtra, any other state where the cutoff is more than 600. If the cutoff is more than 600, then there the average tentative average marks the students need to score is, in the biology you need to score around 325 marks, and in the physics you need to score 130 marks, and in the chemistry you need to score 145 marks. Suppose if you take the case of the Telangana, so students need to get at least 70 to 80 marks in the physics. So in this stage, what strategy student need to follow to get certain minimum marks in the physics?
So this is really a burning problem. In the most of the minds of the students, this is a very big question. How to get a minimum means 80 to 100, 80 to 100 marks. 100 may be the maximum for certain students. Even for 80 marks also they are struggling much. What I observed in the classrooms is, most of the students are doing all the problems, most of the problems at least in the class, but when the same problem is coming in the examination, they are not able to do. This is, I say, this is only because of lack of practice. They are doing a problem once and they think that they can know everything about that problem, and they are going to the exam directly at the end of the week, and they are not able to recollect whatever they studied, whatever may be the reason, they are not able to do that. And most of the students follow this. Another procedure is, as you showed earlier, they are taking the table in which year how many questions are there from every topic, and some of our teachers also, I cannot say, but some of learned fellows are saying that you focus on only few topics. For example, you focus on easy topics like elasticity or fluid dynamics. Some few topics are there very easy, you focus on that. This year in that topic 3 questions came, generally they are coming. For example, I can show that, I can say that, for example, if you see units and dimensions chapter, it is a very bit easy topic, but every year we are getting 2 questions. but once in 2022 I think they gave 4 questions in that chapter. So, similarly magnetism matter another easiest topic. Another easiest topic in 24 they gave 4 questions, in 22 and 21 there is not even a single question from the topic, and in 23 there is only one question. So, what I want to say here is, do not follow that table while you are preparing in the beginning times. That table, as our sir SVS are told, that table is useful for you at the end, at the final revision, at least 1 month before going to the final exam, not in the beginning stage, not in the revision stage at all. So, what we have to do is, do not follow certain topics, do not prepare only few particular topics. As I told, you may get a question or not. Suppose for example, if it is an easy topic, tomorrow they may give you a difficult question which you cannot do. Suppose if it is a difficult topic, you may get a easy question. For example, generally students say that system of particles is a very difficult topic. Yes, I too agree, system of particles, rolling motion, etc., are very difficult, but in the same topic, for example, they may give a body of mass 2 kg, length of the rod, a rod of length 12 centimeter, mass is 2 kg, what is the moment of inertia about the axis passing through the center? Simple formula, ml square by 12. Again I told in the previous time also, last time also I told, very easy questions are there, so many questions out of 45 questions, 30 to 35 questions are there, at least 25 questions, the direct formula applications are there. So, we are missing in that. So, therefore, again I am telling that do not rely on few topics, you prepare all the topics, whether it is a difficult topic or easy topic, do not look at the easiness or toughness, you make out all the fundamentals whatever are required from every topic. There are 30 topics in physics, all the 30 topics you must follow, you must go through fundamentals. For example, if it is easy topic like elasticity, you go through in deep, you go through NCERT also, you go through our exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3 also you can do, but system of particles do not leave it. System of particles at least you have to work out exercise 2 easy questions, exercise 3 you can forget, but exercise 2 in every topic, whether it is thermodynamics or system of particles or elasticity or magnetism matter, any topic you have to do exercise 2 without fail. That is the main important thing, because you may get easy question in easy topic, difficult question in easy topic, like that questions will vary depending on the paper sector. So, focus on all topics, do not focus only on limited topics, focus on all topics, fundamentals in all topics and depth in easy topics. That is my suggestion.
Okay. Thank you, Sundara garu. But the thing is, suppose if the student want to just get into the medical college, so in the Telangana, let us assume, so that means 500 marks is required. So, to get 500 marks, the students need to score around 80 to 90 marks. So, to the students of Telangana, in the physics, all the chapters are not equally standard, equally tough. There may be easy top chapters, there may be difficult chapters. If the students need to focus on all the topics, then really it becomes difficult. So, in that situation, so do I need to focus much on relatively maximum weighted topics and a little bit fundamentals on other topics?
That is what I am telling. Maximum weightage topic, it depends on that particular year and that particular paper sector. For example, I told already units and dimensions, once I did not remember the year now, they gave 4 questions only from the units and dimensions. So, most of the years they are giving 2 questions. So, if you focus on the topics like magnetism and matter or units and dimensions or kinetic theory of gases, sometimes even though it is a easy topic, suppose if they give a typical or difficult question from the topic, because you prepared only for the topic, you may lose the marks. Difficult topics you are not preparing, easy topics they gave difficult questions. So, then what can be done? Everything is a loss, 1 year, 2 years study is a waste. So, that is why again I repeat, I stress this point, go through fundamentals in each and every topic, even though it is a big task, even though it is a very big task, it is not a big task actually. 30 topics over a period of 2 years you are studying. So therefore it is not at all a big task. Every topic, what I am telling is difficult topic, yes, okay, system of particles is very difficult, but you go to the fundamentals. What is moment of inertia? How to find moment of inertia of a rod or a ring? How to find the center of mass of a body if the coordinates are given? Simple questions. If you can answer, if at all 100% I am sure, even if it is a difficult topic, for example system of particles, they are giving 2 to 3 questions every year. In those 2-3 questions, I feel, I believe that at least 1 or 2 easy questions will be there. They may be giving one difficult question based on rolling motion, maybe, but 1 or 2 easy questions will be there. At least if you can do 1 or 2 questions in that difficult topic wherever you are saying, I think you will get a good mark in the final exam. Sometimes if while answering you may not be knowing the answer at all. Some questions they will give, you do not know the answer. For example, I will read out a question please. Which lies perfect conducting and perfect diamagnetic nature? Which lies perfect conducting, perfect diamagnetic nature in superconductors? This is the question given in somewhere in some book. I do not know the answer, frankly speaking, I do not know the answer for this. But what I am saying is, you see the options, even if you do not know that question, you see the options. For example, options are given Curie law. Because you have perfection in all fundamentals on all topics, Curie law, you know that susceptibility is inversely proportional to temperature, no way related to the superconductivity. Second example, they gave domain theory. Even though you do not know what is domain theory, you just heard that domain theory is useful for ferromagnetic materials. So it is not right. Now another option they gave is the dynamo effect. Dynamo effect is related to Earth's magnetism, which is not related, even though you do not know what is dynamo effect. But what is not related answer for all these which I do not know is BCS theory. I do not know what is BCS theory, frankly, I do not know, but by elimination process, because that is related to other, these are related to this thing. So BCS theory nowhere related, I do not know actually, but option for me is BCS theory. So I will put the answer and come out.
Sir, here also 2023 question, by reading the question only student get the answer.
Yes.
The Venturi meter works.
Yes sir.
It's not perpendicular axis theorem.
It is not parallax theorem.
It's not parallax theorem.
It is not Huygens principle.
Huygens principle. Huygens principle belongs to optics.
Optics.
This belongs to what? Rotational dynamics. This only theorem is there.
Yeah, that means there are so many questions every year. But the thing is, because of that not having the confidence, most of the students do not read the questions all. If they read the question with an intention of getting the marks, I think getting 80 to 100 marks for the students of Telangana, or for 130 to 140 marks for the students of the rest of the country in the physics will not at all a difficult task. Is it clear, children? But the thing is, you need to practice a considerable time every day, at least 50 to 60 questions per day. If you can solve in the physics, I am damn sure you feel confident, and with that confidence, if you can take the exam, definitely that process will push you to the medical colleges. Okay.
One thing
now
I want to say here, sir.
Yeah, please, sir.
Every weekend they are writing the examinations. Still, from if you count time from now also, now again, now it is almost 5 to 6 months time is there for the final NEET exam. Time is there. You make a trial for 1 or 2 weeks only. In the examination, you just answer whatever the questions you know, because the problem is, I feel the students do not know what they know. They are not knowing what they know, what they do not know. That is why they are answering all the questions, all the 40 or 45 questions, and positives and negatives will be there. Because of more negatives, they are losing marks also. That is why what I want to suggest is, at least for 1 or 2, 3 weeks, if you know confidently, if you know only 10 questions, you answer the 10 questions only and come out. Okay, if you answer those 10 questions perfectly and confidently, 10 into 4 or 40 marks you are getting. If you are getting 40 marks, that develops confidence in you. I answered only 10 questions, I got 40 marks, whatever I know, I got the marks, that is all. Next 1 or 2 weeks if you trial, if you make a trial like that, you get confidence on physics, and thereby you can increase your study time and study nature and study attitude. So, that develops the attitude of studying physics. Otherwise, if you answer all the 40 or 45 questions, if your marks are 10 marks or 15 marks or minus negative marks sometimes, you will lose the confidence and thereby you are keeping yourself away from physics. So, to approach the physics, to get nearer to the physics, I say that you just answer whatever you know for 1 or 2 weeks. This is only trial. After that, after you get confidence, yes, then you can go for your regular preparation and regular things can be done well, and this boosts up your attitude, I think.
Children, you are getting wonderful sessions and wonderful guidance from the best faculty members. Now it is your turn to follow the sessions and implement that methods, and you just do maximum possible work in the coming days. Now, Mr. SVS Garu, a student prepared well, practiced, made the formula sheet and practiced questions. Then what are the best exam writing skills students need to adopt in that 3 hours?
Of course, that is the most major issue.
Yes.
One unanimous and common advice we all give is start with the biology first, then followed by chemistry and finally physics. But at the same time, you have to take care that you are left with meaningful time for doing physics. Generally, to get the full marks, say 180 out of 180 in physics, anyone need to have around 70 to 75 minutes of time. So, try to have some time of that particular magnitude. How to start doing the things in physics? First of all, be confident about yourself. Recollect all the good hard work you have done in each and every chapter. The best thing is to start with the easy questions first. That too, if there are some theory questions you come across in the first few pages itself, start with the theory questions. Generally, the theory questions that they ask in the final entrance exam are mostly very straightforward questions. Okay, very rare that controversial questions come. They are coming just once in 10 years time there. So the theory questions they ask in the final exam, particularly in physics, are of very straightforward type. So start with the theory questions, start with the easy numericals so that you can pick up both momentum as well as confidence. The next important thing is that while start reading the question there, please make it a habit to underline the key wordings. As given in the exam there, they ask a small question. A body is projected with some velocity u at an angle say 60 degrees with the vertical, they said. They want the velocity at the topmost point, maximum height. Here the angle is given with the vertical. You have to immediately convert the angle with the horizontal and get the answer as velocity at the maximum height for a obliquely projected body is u cos theta. So there you have to be cautious about reading the question perfectly. No question of reading the question in a hurried way. Okay, whatever time the question demands, I don't mean that you be slow there. Try to be fast, have the X-ray eyes there, but catch the main wordings and underline it. If you underline it, then that particular point will be there in front of you and you will use it properly. The next important thing is that the moment you are reading the question there, see what is the units they are referring to in the question and what are the units in the answer they are asking for. Most commonly, units mixture will be there. Something will be in kilometer per hour. They will be asking in meter per second, gram per centimeter cube. They ask in kilogram per meter cube, liters. Lot of units conversion will be there. So first main thing observe in what system you have to end with the answer. Okay, for some particular questions, you can happily adopt to the CGS system. For example, ray optics is there, mirrors, lenses, all these topics. Generally, mostly we go for centimeters. Whereas in mechanics, mostly we go for SI system. So what will guide you is the nature of the topic you are doing, that is point number 1, and the unit they are asking for. But for some particular questions there, they may give the units temptingly in one way. For example, torque experienced by a moving coil galvanometer. Okay, there they may give the torque in terms of dyne centimeter there, CGS system. The magnetic field they may give in Gauss there, once again CGS system. But they want the current there, they want current. Basically, no student need to know the CGS unit of current. There may be some CGS unit of current like ampere. No one need to know. And in those particular questions there, even though the question is temptingly given everything in CGS system there, you have to convert the entire data into the SI system there, so that finally the current you are going to get in the required amperes. So what I mean to say is the units do play a vital role while writing the exam. So see the final unit they want there, and depending upon the topic there, you can decide what proper units you have to prefer. But for some particular questions in the say electricity topic there, CGS unit of the electrical charge or CGS unit of current not in the syllabus, so those questions need to be answered definitely in SI system. Okay, now while doing the questions, some straightforward questions directly you can answer. You may be holding up at some questions there. So those questions you need to, don't hurriedly conclude there and bubble it there, keep them for reviewing. For one particular question you may not get the idea immediately, finish off the paper there, then you are rest assured that you are going to get a good total there. Then you come back to the question which troubled you earlier may now look simple there, and you can go through it. So some questions which you are not confident, you have to keep for reviewing. As sir said there are some questions which you may not have come across any time earlier, and it may be totally new, but by elimination process you can happily avoid 3 options there and end up with the 4th option. Okay, there will be some questions where arithmetic vitally play the role. For any arithmetic question, see the options first. If the options are too far, for example, first option says 20, next 40, 60, 80. Each answer is 20 to 40 means double, 20 to 60 means triple, and 80 means 4 times. When there is a remarkable gap between the options there, you need not do the arithmetic so carefully. You can be judiciously, roughly you can do the question. Okay, for example, 9.8 into 10.2 is there. You need not multiply all those things. 9.8 roughly you can say 10, 10.2 roughly you can say 10, and 100. 100 will match. But if the options are very close, suppose 10.2, 10.35, 10.42, then you need to do the arithmetic up to pinpoint accuracy. So whether you do the question arithmetic roughly or very accurately, once again depend upon the question you are trying for. There will be some questions which will be definitely lengthy there. For example, in 2017, as you see on the screen, they have given a question based on the Newton's law of motion as well as Newton's law of viscosity, along with a pulley they have given. Okay, such questions for reading it takes time, for doing also it will take some time there. So such questions you have to definitely keep for the end thing there.
So that means the students need to follow phase 1, phase 2.
Yeah.
That means in the phase 1 all known questions and all easy questions need to be answered. So if all the questions which you have answered, if you feel right, then that will increase your confidence. So at that level, if you can attempt the questions which you are feeling little bit difficult, then you can make it easy. That means phase 1, phase 2 strategy is the best strategy, I think.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then I think we better plan for question-wise analysis of the recent exams, sir.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that
See,
will do more.
yeah,
benefits.
sure. See, children, I think you got a best guidance possible to master and to get a command over physics, and it will be just like a roadmap for you to the medical college which you are targeting. Is it right, children? Yes. So, on behalf of Sri Chaitanya, I thank you all the best lecturers who are here. I think you got enough guidance, and we hope that you just follow this guidance, and definitely this guidance will help you a lot to get into to realize your dreams. All the best.
All the best.